Well, tens of millions of Americans wish they were in Florida. They're under coats and blankets as weather alerts warn of strong winter storms moving into the Northeast. You are looking live Minneapolis, Detroit, Chicago, and Boston there. This rapidly intensifying storm dumped heavy snow in the Midwest and the Great Lakes over the weekend. Some pretty dangerous conditions in some parts. So CBS News national weather correspondent Rob Marciano is in Harbor Island Park. That's just north of New York City with a look at the weather and some of the damage across the country.
Well, the big weather story has been this explosive storm system that brought the blizzard conditions across the upper Midwest and will bring some serious wind and colder air here in the Northeast as the low itself makes its way up towards the north and east part of Canada. Gusts could exceed 60 miles an hour in some of the higher terrain, and the snows will continue to pile up, especially lee of the Great Lakes. And in California, you do have another storm that's coming in on Wednesday, so another couple of dry days, thankfully, but the next storm will probably bring some flooding in some areas because the ground is so saturated. So that's for New Year's Eve on Wednesday. Looks to be wet across California, maybe into Las Vegas as well. Snow at the higher terrain. Mostly dry the rest of the country, although there may be some snow showers across the Great Lakes again and the Northeast, with temperatures that will be very much below the freezing mark. It looks like much of the country will ring in the new year on the chilly side. Back to you.
Rob Marciano, well, it definitely looks chilly out there right now. Let's head to the Northeast and New England real fast, where there's the potential of a bomb cyclone around the corner. This is a rapidly intensifying storm that could potentially drop 24 millibars within 24 hours. And as it continues to ring out across the Northeast and New England, we're seeing wind alerts in effect right now issued by the National Weather Service. Taking a look behind me, I want to show you the timeline of this storm and start off with those wind alerts where we can see anywhere up to around 65 to 75 mile per hour winds all the way up into places like New York and Maine, anywhere up to around 50 mile per hour winds in states like Ohio, all the way over into Indiana. But some things we want to talk about as we time this out, starting off with those winds, it's places like New York City that could see up to around 50 mile per hour wind gust into the overnight hours tonight as that storm continues to track north back up into Maine, eventually across the border into Canada. We'll start to see those numbers diminish. But for now, the other big story for us has to do with the snow possibility. Right now, there's winter weather alerts widespread from Michigan all across the Great Lakes up into the Northeast and New England, where we could see up to around 12 inches of snow possible from the storm. And as we see the storm's visibility, or as we continue to watch the storm develop, visibility is relatively low, especially at the surface level. So this could cause some issues out there on the roads, anywhere from the Ohio valleys all the way up into upstate New York into the overnight hours tonight. Now, icing becomes a big concern as there's a lot of cold air on the back end of this potential of a bomb cyclone as it moves its way off into the east. Here's Tuesday afternoon. Still more snowstorms widespread from Pittsburgh all the way up into Buffalo and Erie. Those lake effect snow areas getting hit heavy as we head into the next 3 days. That's the number one thing we're tracking right now. We'll have more on the West Coast coming up in just a bit.
All right, Jess, thank you. Meanwhile, stormy weather bringing delays and cancellations at airports all the way from Detroit to Boston. We're talking about more than 100 million Americans on the move this holiday travel season. 8 million of those will break records inside airplanes. So the worst pain points right now, according to FlightAware, Chicago's O'Hare and Dallas-Fort Worth. CBS News Boston Samantha Chaney is at Logan Airport on a slick travel day.
I didn't expect it to be this bad.
A Christmas trip to Boston scheduled to return to Atlanta last Friday.
This is my first time traveling between New Year's and Christmas.
For Francisco Rodriguez is long overdue.
This is the third time I'm here at the airport because of delays, cancellations.
His flight, like so many others, were disrupted by the intense winter weather conditions this weekend.
So I'm just trying to get home.
I just want to get where I need to be.
Saturday's changes happened when New England was covered by a blanket of snow. Many of Sunday's were caused by freezing rain and icy conditions. Were you expecting the lines to be this long when you got here this morning?
Actually, no. We thought it'd be a little bit shorter.
This morning, some travelers grew frustrated waiting in long lines and at busy check-in desks.
My husband's a little cranky right now.
While others just went with the flow. Okay. And you have pre-check, so is this even more concerning for you that the line is this long?
It's not that bad. I mean, usually it's shorter than this, but I think it's going to be okay.
Now, as you make plans, remember that these weather conditions will probably only worsen the already busy holiday traffic. So make sure you're giving yourself some extra time to get here to the airport safely and through these lines. Here at Logan Airport, I'm Samantha Chaney, WBZ News.